Hold on to your hats, folks, because this movie kicks off with a biotech firm, yeah, those guys, drenching a golf course in miracle grow that melts snow faster than a politician's promises. Also the super rich can put here around. Then we meet Dan, our security guard hero, patrolling his upscale island paradise, think gated community, but with a seriously impressive bridge connecting it to reality. He's got a teeny tiny run-in with a phone-obsessed kid, Andre, who's more interested in his screen than avoiding a collision. Later, Dan, bless his cotton socks, tries to woo his daughter Patricia with a dinner date. Spoiler alert, she's got better things to do, and a higher standard for dads. Meanwhile, Andre's mom is late, leaving the babysitter hightailing it, and dumping little Annie on, you guessed it, Andre. Care of his sister. The next morning Andre's mother is late for the office, so she hurries away, leaving Andre and his sister alone. Elsewhere, the richest person on the island, named Michael, is checking the golf course. He is happy to see that the pharmaceutical company's fertilizer has worked and the grass is nice and green. Soon after, his friends come to play golf. Marcel and his wife Maud. Michael happily tells his friends about the good condition of the golf course and they all look forward to playing on it. Meanwhile, the babysitter did not come that day, so Andre has to take care of his sister and he almost hurts herself with the TV, but thankfully Andre saves her. Meanwhile, Patricia is shown to be working for the rich people. Dan calls her, but she ignores her father. We then see that the fertilizer actually entered the town's water system. Whoa, this guy's supermarket trip takes a seriously weird turn. His teeth go yellow, he transforms into a terrifying monster, and bam, girlfriend's toast. She's a zombie now, too. Back at the mansion, things are equally grim. The staff? Infected. The dog? Infected. And guess what? Marcel gets a nasty bite. It's a zombie apocalypse, folks, and it's spreading faster than a wildfire on a Saturday night. Whoa, zombies everywhere. Michael's infected, and he's the chaser now. Meanwhile, poor Dan gets a frantic call, neighbor trouble. Turns out, trouble is the zombie kind. He barely escapes, calls his daughter, Patricia, but gets voicemail, oh no. Then, Andre's mom, infected. Water's a bad cocktail choice. Mama zombie chases Andre, the poor guy's horrified. He bolts, but Dan, in a totally badass car crash, takes down the undead mama. Seriously injured, she still crawls. Andre wants to help, but Dan's like, nope, bad idea, and speeds away. Talk about a crazy day. Hold on to your hats, folks, because this is a roller coaster. Andre, a devoted son, maybe a little too devoted, can't leave his mom, so he literally drags her back inside, zombie apocalypse style. He fends off a horde, slams the door, and calls the cops, only to learn the whole island's quarantined. Talk about a bad day. But wait, there's more. Mom's trying to escape, again. So Andre hauls her to the bathroom, locks the door, and that's not the end of it. Dan's fighting off the undead to find Patricia, while the bridge to safety gets blown up, plunging the island into darkness and killing Andre's phone battery. What a chaotic, hilarious, and terrifying mess. Hold on to your hats, folks. Andre's back to check on mom, but little sis Annie's tailing him, ninja style. Mom goes berserk, attacking Annie, a near miss averted only by a super speedy brotherly distraction. Then, bam, a TV to the head moment you won't believe. Mom's out of the picture, leaving Andre utterly stunned. Peeking outside, zombie apocalypse. Cue frantic escape with Annie. Zombies distracted by a feline fugitive. Seriously, a cat saved their bacon, and then, the hordes on their tails. But just when all hope is lost, Dan swoops in, pulling them into the mall, a lifesaver. The mainland? Nah, the water's freezing. And guess what? The final, gut-wrenching twist? Patricia's a zombie. That's why Dan's such a downer. Hold on to your hats, folks, because this story's a roller coaster. He thinks she's curable, so he's keeping her locked up safe and sound. Meanwhile, Michael's frantically calling the fertilizer company. Experts are on their way, tonight. Then, Dan and Andre are glued to the radio, listening to this DJ, Patrick, spouting doom and gloom, no island rescue. Infectious, you see. Dan explodes, calling Patrick out, arguing there are plenty of uninfected people. But Patrick's all, nope, can't risk it. Talk about a buzzkill. Frustrated, Dan and Andre brainstorm, what caused this mess? Dan's got a theory, the water. And Andre, he's practically a dehydrated saint, confirming Dan's suspicions. Next day, it's go time for Andre, Annie, and Dan. Hold on to your hats, folks, because things are about to get wild. Patricia's got a new, stylish head cage, apparently biting's her thing. Meanwhile, our hero Patrick's live on air, juggling a babysitter's frantic plea to save the uninfected with the monumental task of keeping a zombie virus contained to one island. Think global pandemic, but island-sized. Michael, bless his cotton socks, thinks he's outsmarting everyone by shredding documents. But two sassy biotech babes show up with a vaccine, which, spoiler alert, he's not getting. Instead, a fertilizer face plant. He's a zombie. And finally, Dan and the gang hit the water supply, but looks like poor Annie's about to get left behind. Then, bam, Patricia, and the guys are in. But Patricia's out there, a total Houdini act, plummeting into a tank, a water tank. Dan dives in after her, and oh boy, a mega mutated zombie, the size of a small car, bursts from the depths. It goes after Andre, who makes a run for it faster than a greased weasel. Dan's trying to rescue his daughter, but her arm detaches. Seriously, she's back in the water, and it's a zombie free for all. Andre, dodging the undead horde like a ninja, makes it back to the car. Dan, using Patricia as a very unusual zombie shield, miraculously joins him. He shoves her hand onto the dashboard, and Andre grabs it. The end, for now. Hold on to your hats, folks, because this is wild. Our gal unlocks her phone with a fingerprint at the golf course. Meanwhile, the biotech babes are using a miracle grass vaccine. Infections? Poof. Gone. Dan and the gang burst onto the scene at Michael's place, only to find it's a fortress. But Dan, he's a ninja, scales the balcony, unlocks the door, boom. Inside, Andre's creating a furniture fortress around Annie. Escape is impossible. Then, they find Maud's dog, a furry little green lawn ornament, but still breathing miraculously. Dan sends Andre to check on Annie, but she's vanished. While Andre is crawling around like a confused beetle, Dan stumbles upon a time bomb. This is getting out of control. Hold on to your hats, folks, because things are about to get wild. Our hero Dan, completely gobsmacked, discovers a biotech cover-up. They're trying to wipe out all the evidence, using fertilizer bombs. But Dan, ever the hero, stops them just in the nick of time, though not before getting a little too close to the fertilizer. Meanwhile, the girls, thrilled the bombs diffused, return to find Annie chilling in the kitchen. A little fertilizer snack later, and voila. Then, Andre arrives, overjoyed to find his sis, only to be ambushed by those pesky biotech zombies. But Annie, she's a zombie too now, and she takes a chunk out of one of them. Enter Dan, fully zombified, joining the fray. And in the chaos, a vaccine spills, filling the air with, well, let's just say things are about to get interesting. Hold on to your hats, folks, because this is a roller coaster. Dan's chasing Andre, but screeching halt. Annie's in the way, zombie-style showdown between the girls, bam. Andre grabs Patricia's phone, live streaming for help. Cue the babysitter, a heroic dash. The army lands, whoop whoop. But wait, friendly fire. They're blasting everyone. Andre's on the run. Just then, the vaccine kicks in. Annie's human again. Back at the mansion, Dan's back to normal too. But the army's still there, and poor Dan's trying to convince them he's not undead, to no avail. Chaos reigns.